and gentlemen, welcome to Night Stadium at Southern Virginia University for today's men's lacrosse game featuring the William Peace University Pacers and your Southern Virginia University Knights. The Southern Virginia University staff thank you for your support of the student athletes and the coaches participating in today's contest. The NCAA and USA South Athletic Conference promote good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or intimidating actions directed at coaches, players, officials, or any other team representatives will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal. Also, the consumption or possession of alcoholic beverages and tobacco use is strictly prohibited. Please stay away from the playing area and team bench areas. Thank you. We will begin with a word of prayer, which will be offered by Professor Davis.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for this beautiful day to be gathered here to join the game of lacrosse. We're grateful for the student athletes, the coaches, and the officials for all the preparation that they've put in. Pray that will help them to perform to the best of their abilities. We're grateful to you for our Savior Jesus Christ for his atonement. Pray that we will always be mindful of him. We love you and we pray for these things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Please rise and face the flag for the playing of our nation's national anthem. And now, for your starting lineup. First to the Pacers. At attack, number 14, Brandon Grove. At attack, number 34, Jamal Bell. At midfield, number 4, Jerry Sherman. At midfield, number 8, Derek Buchanan. At midfield, number 10, Caleb Callahan. Facing off, number 22, Colin Hunt. At defense, number 1, Tom Newhall. At defense, number 2, Noah Burrow. At defense, number 23, Kyle Yarder. And in goal, number 9, Jordan Sullivan. The Pacers were coached by head coach Troy Humphrey and assisted by Chad Goodman.
All right, and welcome everyone here today to this USA South men's lacrosse matchup between your SVU Knights and the visiting William Peace Pacers. This is a good matchup today. Both these teams coming in 2-2 in conference play, tied for third in the conference. William Peace with the tiebreaker with the better overall record at 4-4. Your Knights are 5-7 on the season, but a really interesting matchup today between these two teams. Historically speaking, these teams have met 3 times in the USA South. SVU has taken all 3 matchups, and by pretty significant margins as well. SVU has averaged 20.3 goals per game in these 3 games. William Peace has averaged 9.67. So a big difference historically between these two teams, but this year it's been pretty nip and tuck. In terms of the overall season averages, William Peace is actually averaging more goals per game and allowing less goals per game than SVU. SVU averaging 10.9 goals per game while allowing 16, whereas William Peace is averaging 11.5 goals per game and allowing just 15.75. So not a huge difference, but William Peace leading in both of those categories. However, keep in mind with this matchup, it is being played here in beautiful Buena Vista, nice cloudy day today, and SVU has played much better at home than on the road this season. SVU at home has averaged 13.3 goals per game and allowed 13.2, which is a 3-point difference, both increase in offense and decrease in defense. And on the road, they've only scored 8.5 goals per game and allowed 18. So there's a vast difference between this SVU team at home versus on the road. Both these teams coming in with different momentums. William Peace coming off a good win against Brevard College, the Tornadoes down in North Carolina. They were at home for that game, won that 19-13. SVU coming in off a heartbreaker to Piedmont University last Saturday here in SVU at SVU. The score was 12-18, and that was a devastating loss for this Knights team. But it also showed the strengths of this Knights team. Piedmont, of course, the #1 team in the USA South right now, 5-0 in conference play. Coming into the matchup against SVU, Piedmont was averaging 19 goals per game and allowing just 4 in their 4 previous conference matchups. But against SVU, they only put up 18 and allowed 12. So SVU clearly played their absolute best and played Piedmont hard, and we know that SVU at their best can match the best teams in the USA South. We'll just see if we can get the best out of SVU, because if SVU does play their best, they should be able to beat this Pacers team. This Pacers team, though, overall on the season has been better on average, so it'll be interesting to see how the Pacers are able to overcome the Knights. So right there off the face-off, the Pacers take the first face-off, but an immediate throw out of bounds sends the ball the Knights' way. So the Knights with possession right on the Pacers side of the field. A great opportunity here for the Knights. And that's one of the things the Knights do really well, is they don't allow their opponents to clear very often. The SVU's opponent clear percentage is at 69.2%, compared to William Peace's opponent clear percentage is at 85.5%. So a vast difference there. So you'll see the Knights really try to pressure the Pacers in the transition. Right there, a bad pass leads to an SVU turnover. Pacers now needing to clear again. So we'll see if the Pacers are able to do that. Knights, of course, like we were talking about, very tenacious on the clears. Pass overthrown there. Knights still picking that up, and the Knights, no, ball still on the ground. Good check there from William Peace to keep the ball out of Knight possession. Ball still popping up, no one with control. And a good check there from SVU. William Peace was able to pick up the ground ball, but a good check sent the ball out of bounds. Again, Knights ball off the clear. So the Knights already with forcing William Peace into 2 failed clear opportunities here in this one. All right, so the Knights will get to work with the shot clock reset. SVU has been playing pretty well in conference play. If you look at the goals scored versus goals allowed in conference play, both teams are 2-2 overall, but William Peace has scored 44 goals and allowed 58, whereas the Knights have scored 53 goals and allowed 52. So the Knights hitting their stride right when it matters most. We'll see if they keep up that trend here today. Clay Hackey with it at the top of the key. He'll pass it out. Clay Hackey's coming off a brilliant game against Piedmont. He scored 6 goals and had an assist for a total of 7 points against Piedmont, who is the best defense in the USA South, or second best defense. So very good game from Clay Hackey. We'll see if he has another masterclass in him today. Last year, when the Knights played the Pacers, Knights came out with a win, and a big part of that was Clay Hackey having 5 goals on the day against the Pacers. So right there, another failed clear by the Pacers. Knights get a good shot on the goal, but that's saved right there from the goalkeeper, Dylan Sullivan, number 9, the sophomore from Fuquay-Varina, North Carolina. So a good play right there, both from the Knights, forcing the turnover, getting a good shot in the middle. But then Dylan Sullivan with the great save. Knights maintain possession, though. So it will be Knights ball. And the Knights just letting their substitutions get in. Plenty of time in the shot clock for that. 45 seconds left for the Knights to get something going. Looking to get number 10, Forrest Ambridge in, the sophomore from Sandpoint, Idaho. Forrest Ambridge has been a really good bench offensive player for these Knights, coming in and giving the Knights a boost. So we'll see if he makes an impact here coming off the bench. Knights working around, just 25 seconds left on the shot clock. Knights will run it around behind the goal, see if the Knights can get anything going. Pass it up to J.C. Winterton. He's up at the top of the key, hounded by 2 Pacers. Just 10 seconds now for the Knights. Shot on the goal right there. And that'll be saved again by Dylan Sullivan. 2 saves for Dylan Sullivan on that possession. And the Pacers get a free shot on the goal. Jace Lightfoot was nowhere near the goal. That was a problem against Piedmont, where Jace Lightfoot would be forced to leave the goal and defend, leaving a wide open shot. So the Pacers get the first goal of the game off about a 40-yard shot straight into the goal. That's one of the things that head coach Jason Lamb has tried, has been doing an aggressive, clear defense, but when it breaks down in a bad way like that. So the Pacer on that goal will be number 3, Jordan DeJesus, the senior from Long Island, New York. And he'll get the Pacers going here. He was assisted by the goalkeeper, Dylan Sullivan. It's one of the interesting things. Last year when these two teams played, Dylan Sullivan, the goalkeeper, ended up with a goal and 2 assists. So really interesting there. Dylan Sullivan really good at those outlet passes that get goals on the clear. Then off the face-off, the Pacers take it. Knights playing some aggressive defense, forcing the ball out of bounds, but is out on the Knights. So Pacers will retain possession with 50 seconds left on the shot clock. Pacers here with the make-it-take-it opportunity. And you got number 6, William English, running up. He gets some room. Shot on the goal, and right there, William English, junior from Bartow, Florida, on the goal right there. William English was one of the players who played against SVU last year, and he scored 2 goals in the last game. So William English getting going again against these Knights. And the Knights defense looking a little overpowered right now. Right there, William English just able to muscle his way inside, getting room for the goal. And the Knights yet to win a face-off here in this one. The Knights struggled on face-offs overall in the season, but have improved in conference play. Still not quite where you'd want it, but improving nonetheless. So right here, the Pacers will take that face-off, but Porter Alleman gets a good check and the turnover, and Porter Alleman will take it all the way. So Porter Alleman got the face-off, sent it towards the Pacers side, the Pacers defensive side. Pacers were able to pick it up. Porter Alleman, good check, forces the ball out, picks the ball up, and sends it right in. So Porter Alleman, not caring that he lost the face-off, he won the war right there. So Porter Alleman, the freshman from St. George, Utah, giving the Knights their first goal of the day. It's 2-1 in favor of the Pacers. And Alleman will be right back at the face-off spot. And that face-off will be won by the Pacers. This number 5, Chase Petty, I believe, out there for the Pacers. He's doing pretty well here in the opening going on the face-offs. So the Pacers will look to set up their offense and take it slow. Another good check again there from the Knights. Playing aggressive defense is number 21, J.T. Coutrere. And right there, the violation on the Pacers. I believe that's number 5, Chase Petty, on that one. And so the Knights will have the ball, and they'll look to clear. And the Knights will get it up ahead, and it looks like they have numbers. Knights with an opportunity here to get a shot on the goal. There we go. The shot is up. It went in. Will the goal count? Yes, it will. And that'll be number 5, Tyson Maury, on that goal. Just a defensive breakdown on the side of the Pacers there. Maury with a lot of room to run up. Got a good goal right there. So Maury now ties it up 2-2. And the Knights started out a little flat here going in a 2-0 hole, but have since picked it up and have played tremendous defense, leading to 2 straight goals for the Knights. So the face-off is up again. Ball still out. Scooped up by the Knights. And the ball will roll all the way to Dylan Sullivan. And Sullivan just running up ahead with it. He'll look to clear it himself. And the Pacers will clear. Dylan Sullivan with the great play, great instincts just to run up. Not give the Knights any opportunity to recover defensively. So now the Pacers getting their personnel on. And as we slowly roll back here, we're hitting the 9-minute mark, and Pacers making a move offensively. Shot on the goal. That'll be saved by Jace Lightfoot, his first save of the day. Lightfoot with the great play there. I believe that was number 7, Quinn Acree, the sophomore from Goldsboro, North Carolina, who had space and room to run. Got a good shot, but Jace Lightfoot saving that one. Knights got the clear, but immediately turned it over on their side of the field, on the Pacers' defensive side of the field. So the Pacers back on offense. And we've seen the Pacers do this, just take it slow, stand back, and then immediately burst into action for a quick opportunity. We'll see if that pattern keeps going. Right here's Quinn Acree again. And he gets a shot on the goal after out-muscling number 2, Tyler Maury. Just out-muscles Maury, gets the open shot. And that'll be a goal for number 7, Quinn Acree. So he gives the Pacers their 3rd goal of the game. That was a very aggressive offensive approach there from Acree. It worked out well for them. So now number 22, Colin Hunt, the freshman from Fuquay-Varina, will take the face-off for the Pacers. And we still got Porter Allman in there for the Knights. And the Pacers will win that face-off. But now needing to clear. And they will. Knights overcommitted there. He's got some space to run. Pass it off to the right. Pass it over. Ball's on the ground now. So right there, a little bit of a scare for the Knights. Defense able to recover. Pacers will take it slow and get their personnel back on. Same pattern we've seen multiple times. So now the Pacers will get the ball to number 5, Chase Petty. Up there at the 50-yard line. And the Pacers offense will get back to work. They've seen a lot of success in the one-on-one attacks. We'll see if they continue going with that. .30 seconds left on the shot clock for the Pacers. They're up by 1. The score is 3-2. And William English has it at the top of the 30-yard line. He's being guarded by number 21, J.T. Coutrere, senior from Draper, Utah. Pass inside by the Pacers. And that'll go high and wide, and that'll be Knights' ball. So the Knights having a lot of defensive miscues, falling over, getting pushed over, but right there getting a lucky one, and Knights will need to clear it now. And they will. Abe Salmon with it at the top of the 15. He'll go ahead and run it around the back of the net. He'll get it number 40, Pierce Brinton. So Knights now with 50 seconds. They'll look to get the personnel on. J.C. Winterton coming in. Get it to him at the bottom of the 30. Got number 33, Samuel Terreros, come in as well. So your 3 up here at the 35, 40-yard line are Terreros, Winterton, and Clay Hackey. And the Knights, they really like to run this action of the square, going from the 30 back to behind the net and do that square. So now J.C. Winterton with the shot. It goes left. It'll stay Knights possession. Still 23 seconds on the shot clock. And they'll get the ball to Clay Hackey, the bottom of the 20. Hackey now making a move. Nothing there, met by 2 Pacers. He'll pass it out to Brinton. Knights looking to get to work. 10 seconds on the shot clock. They'll pass it right up next to the goal. Move it around back. Get to Clay Hackey. Hackey making a move. Shot on the goal. Nothing there. And that'll be picked up by Dylan Sullivan. And Sullivan again running, looking to clear. And he out sprints the Knights there. And it looks like that'll be a penalty on the Knights. So I'm not sure what the penalty was there. Maybe it was because of the goalie. So that'll be a penalty on number 17, Max Ruckert, the freshman from Fallston, Maryland, with the push for 30 seconds. So the first man-up opportunity for either of these teams today, it'll go to the Pacers. So the Knights now needing to defend with one less player. 5:46 left to go here in this first quarter. And the Pacers will look to get to work. Pacers moving around, Knights keeping it close. Clogging up the middle right there. Shot on the goal by the Pacers, that'll go right. And that'll stay Pacers ball. Pacers with 10 seconds left on the penalty, so they need to get moving quickly. Number 22, Isaac Finley, looking to come in as soon as possible. And the penalty is up. Pacers get a shot on the goal. It goes left. That'll stay Pacers ball, but now the penalty is killed. Solid defense there from the Knights for 30 seconds. So now the Pacers with 45 seconds left on the shot clock. Number 7, Quinn Acree making the move. Gets a shot on the goal, an awkward shot to the left, but that'll stay Pacers ball. Pacers getting several shots here in this opening, in this possession. And right there, bad pass immediately intercepted by the Knights and cleared almost immediately as well. Knights up ahead, and they have numbers. They'll get a shot on the goal. Nothing there. That'll go off the upright. Picked up again by the Knights up top to JT Couture, and that'll be saved by Dylan Sullivan. So a good offensive possession there by the Knights, but Dylan Sullivan with the last word. JT Couture will pick up the ground ball off the clear. So Couture still out there. And now the Knights will look to slow down, get their offensive personnel on. Great play right there, getting 2 shots off the fast break. Just a better play there from Dylan Sullivan. So now the Knights with their offensive personnel on. They'll give the ball to Clay Hackey, the bottom of the 35. Forrest Aimbridge will come in. Peyton Merwin will come in. Merwin especially had a good game against the Pacers last time these two teams met. Last April, he had 3 goals and 2 assists, as well as a caused turnover. So Merwin was a key player last game. We'll see how he performs here in this one. So Merwin with it at the top of the 30. He's making a move inside. He'll pass it up. Shot on the goal for the Knights, and that'll go in. It's number 5, Tyson Maury. And Maury assisted there by number 10, Forrest Aimbridge. So a good job there by the Knights. Some crisp passing, getting it up inside. And the Knights now tied the game back up at 3-3. 3:42 left to go here in this first period, and no team really pulling away. We've seen the Pacers really try and overpower one-on-one the SVU defense, whereas the Knights have done a bit more passing, gotten a bit more fast break opportunities. So we'll see if which strategy improves, wins either team the game. So right there on the face-off, Porter Alleman winning that one for the Knights. So the Knights with the make it, take it opportunity, and Pierce Britton with it at the bottom of the 20-yard line. Knights getting all their personnel in. Winterton coming in, Terreros, Merwin, all there at the 40-yard line. .45 seconds left to go here on the shot clock for the Knights as we roll past the 3-minute mark here in this first quarter. Merwin will move inside, look to get something going. They'll pass it around to the square. It's the standard Knights offense. It works pretty well, especially when the Knights are able to get it. So now Winterton with at the top of the key. He'll try and get a shot off, checked from behind. That was number 4, Jay Sherman, the sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, with the great check from behind, forcing the turnover on Winterton. So right there, tried to get a free shot. Jace Lightfoot was away from the goal, but Lightfoot able to recover So a save there for Jace Lightfoot. And the Knights will go out of bounds on that clear. So back to Pacers ball. And the Pacers will try and get another free shot on the goal. Jace Lightfoot out defending. And I think that'll technically go down as a save for Jace Lightfoot. But the ball rolls just to the back of the net. Lightfoot picks it up. A good check there from the Pacers. And then the Pacers had a free shot on the goal, but I think that was a check from behind. We'll see who the number was. It'll become Knights ball as well. I believe that was number 2, Tyler Maury, with the check from behind, forcing the Pacer miss on the open goal. So there's a hectic series of events there for both teams. But now the Knights running up with some room ahead of them. Pierce Brinton with the ball, gets a good check. The ball comes out. Brinton picks it back up. And Brinton will run it behind the goal. Tyson Maury with it just behind the goal. Knights getting set up. Here come the Knights. Shot on the goal right there, just a little left. That'll stay Knights ball. 47 seconds left on the shot clock. So these two teams playing an absolutely frantic game of lacrosse here today. Score is still tied 3-3. Knights possession as Terreros makes a move to the top of the key. He'll pass it to Brinton. He'll make the Patton SVU square. Clay Hackey fumbles the ball. That'll be picked up by the Pacers. But then Clay Hackey will check from behind and pick the ball right back up. So now Clay Hackey with room to run and a fresh shot clock for the Knights. He'll get a shot on the goal. Clay Hackey with the goal from the 25-yard line there. That'll be Clay Hackey's first goal of the day. A big one there for the Knights, giving the Knights their first lead in this first quarter, 4-3 in favor of your Knights. And that goal coming with just 59 seconds left on the game clock for the first quarter. So great job right there from Clay Hackey. So now Porter Allman will be right back there at the face-off position. And that face-off will be won by the Pacers. Number 22, Colin Hunt. He's been a good face-off man for the Pacers this year. And the Pacers up ahead running. And the ball pops up, picked up by Jace Lightfoot. Knights were aggressive on that one, just pressuring the Pacers ball handler. That forced the turnover. Tyler Maury now running up ahead with it. So now the Knights with possession. Pass up to Porter Allman. Porter Allman with a good shot on the goal. And that'll be another flag on the Knights, but the Pacers still with possession, so a free opportunity here for the Pacers. They'll just toss it up. Pacers still with possession. Shot on the goal goes over the goal. So the clock ran out on the first quarter. There is still the flag on the field. We'll see how that'll be officiated. Wow, a hectic last minute there. Pacers trying to clear. It looked like 2 flags were thrown on the Knights as Dylan Sullivan trying to clear. So we'll see how this gets officiated. Ref still conferring. We still have yet to get the call. So that'll be number 40, Pierce Brinton, on the penalty. So he'll be out for 30 seconds. Come into the second quarter. What a hectic turn of events right there. But Knights up 4-3 at the end of the first quarter. And just honestly like a crazy first quarter. Both teams just doing a lot of positive things, a lot of mistakes. Definitely a dramatic first period. Both teams with 2 failed clears. Both teams with 7 turnovers. 5 of those 7 for William Peace were caused by SVU. Only 3 of the 7 Knights turnovers were caused by William Peace. Both teams with 10 shots. SVU with 8 shots on the goal out of the 10, but 4 of those were saved by number 9, Dylan Sullivan, the goalkeeper there for William Peace. Whereas William Peace only has 5 shots on the goal. 2 of them were saved by Jace Lightfoot, and 3 went in. So we'll come here now into the second quarter. The Knights will be a man down because of the Pierce Brinton penalty. He'll only be gone for 30 seconds, though, so the Knights needing just now to defend for 30 seconds to get back to full strength. Pacers will be granted the ball right off the bat. No need for a face-off due to the penalty. So we'll see. The Pacers weren't successful on the first man-up opportunity that they had. We'll see if they're able to right the ship here or if the Knights defense can stand tall for the second time today. So there'll be 60 seconds on the shot clock to start for this period because of the penalty. Pacers passing it around. I'll give it to number 7, Quinacree there. And that'll be a shot on the goal by number 10, Caleb Trahan, senior from North Augusta, South Carolina. That'll go left, and that'll stay with the Pacers. Just 5 seconds left on the penalty for the Knights, so the Pacers need to move quickly if they want to get it gone. And here comes Isaac Finley. Knights back up to full strength. And that'll be a turnover there on the Pacers. JT Couture running up ahead, and he has room too. He'll pass it up, nothing there. Tyson Mari now with it. Tyson Mari will pass it up. Shot on the goal, and that'll be a save right there. Dylan Sullivan again. Knights still with possession. They pick up the ball, pass out, and that'll be a goal for the Knights. So right there, the Knights got the quick shot on the goal off the Pacer turnover. It was a really good shot right next to the goal, but Dylan Sullivan got the save. The rebound, though, did go to the Knights. That was Riker McMurdy on the first shot that was saved by Dylan Sullivan. We're still waiting to see who scored the goal for the Knights, but now the score is 5-3 in favor of SVU. And we'll head to another face-off. And right there, that'll be a face-off win for the Knights. Forrest Aimbridge taking that face-off. So now the Knights with the make-it-take-it opportunity. And Forrest Aimbridge actually was the one who scored that goal to put the Knights up 2. He was assisted by Isaac Finley. So now the Knights back on offense, and Forrest Aimbridge with 2 great plays, the goal and the face-off win, to keep the Knights with momentum here. So the Knights will have Toreros, Merwin, and Hackey at the 35-40, and Toreros will look to get to work. Do the patented SVU lacrosse square, or at least I've determined that it is. Knights will shoot on the goal, and that'll stay with the Knights. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for SVU. Yeah, I don't know. There's something very satisfying about seeing these players do long passes there to make the square. I find it very awesome. Clay Hackey with the shot on the goal. And that'll be saved by Dylan Sullivan. Sullivan having himself an excellent day. Even though his team is down individually, he has played phenomenally with 6 saves. So a save percentage at .545 on the day. And the Pacers will win a hard-fought clear right there. Tried to get a shot on the goal. I think that will count as a save for Jex Meekum on that time. So flag thrown on the field, it will be on SVU. And that'll be on Peyton Merwin, an offsides call. He'll be out for 30 seconds. That's a rough penalty right there, even though it's only 30 seconds. Pacers get their third man-up opportunity without the Knights yet to have one. And it came right as the Knights forced a turnover or a save. I'm not sure what to call that, since it was Jex Meekum just standing right in front of the goal. But now the Pacers back with the ball, back with 80 seconds, and Knights with a man down. So that'll be a shot on the goal, saved by Jace Lightfoot. That was a brilliant save there from Lightfoot, definitely a needed one, and now the Knights have the opportunity to just kill the penalty. The Knights with some room, too, on the offensive end. They'll run it behind the goal, keep it safe. So now the penalty is killed, and that'll be a flag on the Pacers, it looks like. So the Knights with a free opportunity here offensively, unless play was stopped dead. No, play was not stopped. So the Knights with a free opportunity here with the penalty down. So they'll just take it slow, get it set up. Forrest Ambridge with it at the top of the 40. And 33 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights with a free opportunity due to the penalty on the Pacers. Shot on the goal for the Knights, and that'll go in. Tyson Maury again. And so that'll wave off the penalty, the free opportunity used for the Knights. Riker McMurdy with the assist on that one. So I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that is Tyson Maury's third goal of the day. Maury is special because he's the #1 in the USA South in assists per game. He's actually 28th nationally in all Division III men's lacrosse. So Tyson Maury, a very good player getting his other team's points, but today, 3 goals for Maury, having an excellent one today. Have another face-off here. Ball is on the ground. And Porter Alleman will scoop that up. So the Knights with another make-it-take-it opportunity. And the score is 6-3 in favor of the Knights, with the Knights filled with momentum. Ben Sluga will take it and get a shot on the goal. That'll go just right and stay with the Knights. So now Toreros and Winterton will come in, as well as Clay Hackey. Winterton will have it. He'll pass it to Toreros at the top of the 40. Now the Knights looking to set up their regular offense, passing around here at the 35. And here comes Toreros. He'll initiate the SVU square. That'll end up in the net of Winterton, and he'll get to work. Move by Winterton, get in the middle. Ball's checked out. Picked up by Clay Hackey. So now Hackey making a move to the middle. He'll pass it back to Winterton. Winterton making a move. He'll pass it behind the net. 20 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. Bad pass there will go all the way back to the 50. And that'll be a violation on the Knights. Number 22, Isaac Finley, just stepping over the 50. And the Knights just pressuring right there, not allowing the Pacers to keep possession. Tyler Maury picks it up. Now the Knights running ahead. Pass up to the middle. Get a shot on the goal, and that'll be saved again by Dylan Sullivan. The Knights with a good opportunity there, but not able to take advantage, and the Pacers will clear. That's number 34, Jamar Bell, a name we haven't said yet, but he's running up ahead with full head of steam, and that shot will go over, and that'll stay Pacers ball. So a hectic turn of events. That almost turned into a disaster area for the Knights. But luckily, no goal for the Pacers. Knights still up 6-3. And it's especially good. Jamar Bell has been one of the better players for this Pacers squad. He's 6th in the USA South in goals per game at 2.38. But he's kept quiet so far here today. We'll see if the Knights defense can continue keeping up with him. Shot on the goal by the Pacers. That'll go just right. Stay Pacers ball with 41 seconds left on the shot clock. So the Pacers moving quick, looking to get something. Another shot there on the goal, and that'll be saved by Jace Lightfoot. So the SVU defense stepping up there. So the Knights still looking to clear. Ben Sluga with it at the top of the 20. Pacers pressuring hard. Long pass up to Terreros, and that'll just sail out of bounds. Sluga with the ill decision there. And head coach Jason Lamb will go ahead and take the timeout right there. His team playing well, doing all right, but a lot of unforced errors here from the Knights. Just in the second period, the Knights have had 2 turnovers, and I don't believe either of them were caused turnovers. Both of those turnovers were just bad passes, sending it out of bounds, whatever it may be. So he's definitely wanting to get his team on board and on the same page overall. On the day, 9 turnovers for the Knights, and only 3 have been caused turnovers by the Pacers. So that's 6 unforced turnovers for the Knights. I'm sure head coach Jason Lamb's talking to his team and saying, hey, we're up by 3, we're doing well. We can get up by even more, get to the 10 goal, the 10-point lead, running clock advantage if we limit our mistakes and start pushing our advantage instead of sailing the ball out of bounds consistently. So the Knights are up 3-6, and overall have just been shooting the ball better than the Pacers. The Knights with 17 shots, Pacers with 15, so a really close battle there, but the difference is shots on the goal. The Knights, 13 out of their 17 are shots on the goal, whereas 7 out of the 15 for the Pacers are shots on the goal. And that's huge because that means a lot of the Pacers shots, 8 of them have just sailed. They haven't been saved, they haven't gone anywhere near the goal, they've just sailed. So that'll be a big thing for the Pacers. Sure, head coach Troy Humphrey is talking to his team about that, trying to get more accurate on their shots. So that's the huge distinguisher between these two teams so far. The Knights have just been a bit more accurate. Now, of course, that does mean that Dylan Sullivan has gotten quite a few saves because of their accuracy, but it also means that the Knights now have a better shooting percentage and everything like that. So coming out of this timeout here, we'll have 8:33, I believe, left on the second quarter game clock. Knights are up 6-3. All right, so off the Knights turnover, the Pacers will have the ball coming out of the timeout. They'll give the ball to number 5, Chase Petty. He's immediately swarmed by 3 Knights. And the ball pops out. Petty just surrounded, had no help there. And the Knights will scoop up that one. Mark Max Ruckert down for the ground ball there. Now the Knights looking to clear. Ben Sluga will pass it up ahead, get it to JT Couture. Couture running up ahead now. Pass back to Couture. He'll get a shot on the goal. I think that'll go down as a save for Dylan Sullivan. Now the Pacers again looking to clear. Ball is launched, goes over the head of the Pacer. But Pacers pick up the ground ball. Knights defense not set. But a bad pass there will sail back out to the 50-yard line and go out of bounds. So the Knights with the ball. Tyson Maury has it. The Knights do not have numbers. Pacers defense recovers. So now the Knights looking to just get set up. So now Forrest Ambridge with it at the 40. He'll pass to Clay Hackey at the bottom of the 40. Knights with 60 seconds left on the shot clock, so plenty of time. So now Clay Hackey will get to work. He'll initiate the SVU square. I'm going to keep calling it that. I love that. And Forrest Ambridge will have it at the top of the 30, looking to get to work. Big check right there. Forrest manages to hold on to the ball. Another big check. Ball goes on the ground. Pick up by Merwin. pass out, and that'll be a shot on the goal. Score for the Knights. Clay Hackey from the 25-yard line again. And that'll be an assist for Peyton Merwin. So Clay Hackey with his second goal of the day, and it was off the relatively broken play. Ball was on the ground, just picked up by Merwin. Merwin passed it to Hackey, and Hackey does the rest. So now the Knights up 7-3. Knights have yet to allow a goal so far in this quarter. 8 minutes have gone, not a single goal for William Peace. And the Knights will win that face-off. It looked like the Pacers were going to get that one easy, but the ball just kept rolling to the Knights side and able to be picked up. So now Tyson and Mari with it at the bottom of the 20, and the Knights will get their offensive personnel on. Toreros comes in, Winterton comes in, and Clay Hackey comes in. So now your three around the 40-yard line are Toreros, Winterton, and Hackey. And the Knights with 50 seconds left on the shot clock. And Hackey will get to work. Looks like he'll initiate the patented SVU square. And now Winterton will get it at the top of the 30. Looks like that was a pass inside. That sails out, so that'll be out of bounds on the Knights. Pacers with the ball now, and they'll be forced to clear. Dylan Sullivan will start with it. And he'll heave it up. Long pass ahead. And a bad play there by the Knights. Still managed to get picked up by the Knights. So now Jace Lightfoot running up ahead with it. And the Knights get the clear. And the Knights will slow it down, get their offensive personnel on. Looks like number 18, Riker McMurdy, struggling a little bit to get off the field after that one. Sorry, number 8, Jex Meekum, after getting tripped right in front of his own goal. With the Knights on offense, Tyson Mari will pass it up to Forrest Ambridge. Ambridge will head out to the top of the 35. Back to Mari. 5 minutes left to go here in the second quarter. Mari with the shot on the goal. I believe that bounces off a pacer, and that'll stay Knight ball. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. Clay Hackey will get it at the bottom of 25. Ball will get checked out. He'll pick it right back up. No worries there. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Long pass back up to Forrest Ambridge. Pass inside is checked. Knights will pick that up. Still just 10 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll get it to Clay Hackey. Hackey needed to do something desperate here. Shot on the goal by Hackey, and Hackey puts it in. He was being covered all over by number 8, Derek Buchanan, and still managed to get the goal to go in. Clay Hackey starting to come alive, which is especially important for these Knights. He's being guarded by, like I said, Buchanan, who is currently the defending USA South Men's Defensive Lacrosse Player of the Week. In the last 2 games for the Pacers, he's had 9 ground balls and 7 caused turnovers. So Buchanan on an absolute tear recently, but Clay Hackey showing why he is one of the best offensive players in the USA South. He's 7th in goals per game, and he's showing it here today with his 3rd goal. So that'll be a false start on the face-off by the Knights. So the Pacers will take that one by violation. So now the Pacers finally end the make-it-take-it momentum that the Knights were having there. Porter Alleman defending at the 30. Pacers get a little bit of room to run. Shot on the goal, and right there, Pacers take the goal. It's number 22, Colin Hunt, the face-off specialist for these Pacers. Won the face-off by violation and just took it all the way. Porter Alleman giving him an ounce of space, and he took it all the way. The score is now 8-4 in favor of the Knights, and that'll be the first goal of the second quarter for the Pacers, coming at the 4:18 mark. So a good 11 minutes before the Pacers were able to uncork the scoring in the second quarter. Face off here. Ball is still on the ground. The Knights will pick that one up. Scott Dupay with the ground ball. He'll pass it up ahead, pass inside, shot on the goal, goes just right. Knights will pick that up. So Knights still with possession, 70 seconds left on the shot clock. Tried to get the quick goal off the face-off, but nothing there, so the Knights will just slow it down and get their offensive personnel on. Mari will take it, top of the 30. Gets some room, passes it behind the goal. Pass to Merwin at the bottom of the 20. Merwin making a move. Nothing there. So now the Knights resetting. Get to Toreros on the 35. Toreros will get to work. Toreros with the shot on the goal. And that'll be saved just barely there by Dylan Sullivan. Ball started rolling towards the goal. But Sullivan able to make sure it doesn't happen. Shot on the goal here by the Pacers. Jace Lightfoot was away. And that will stay possession for the Pacers. So the Pacers with a quick pass right there. There was a lot of confusion there. I believe Riker McMurdy thought that should have been Knights ball, so he picked up the ball, waiting to bring it in. Ref called it Pacers ball, and the Pacers just took it and made it. It was a 2v1 on Jace Lightfoot. So now the Pacers went down 8-3, have scored 2 straight goals to cut the lead back down to 3. And that was a goal by number 14, Brandon Goad, the sophomore from West Columbia, South Carolina. Goad, one of the better players here for this Pacers squad. He's mainly a defensive player. He averages 1.6 caused turnovers per game. So the Knights will take that face-off. That's Forrest Ambridge on the face-off again. And now Ambridge looking to make a move. Passes ball to the left. A flag went flying. It looks like it's on the Pacers. And the Knights keep that ball inbound, so a free play here for the Knights. With the penalty down on the ground. So now the Knights looking to make something happen. Nothing there on the move, but they'll pass it to J.C. Winterton. Winterton with the shot, and that'll go in. Winterton with the goal. And he was assisted by number 40, Pierce Brinton. So Brinton with a great pass across the field. Winterton doing the rest, and that'll wave off the penalty. So the Knights really taking advantage of the free play opportunities, essentially, where penalty on the Pacers, they have possession, so they get to run out the possession. 2 goals for the Knights on those instances. The lead is back up to 4 for the Knights. The score is 9-5. And the Knights will go back to the face-off arena. The Knights have actually won 8 out of the 14 face-offs so far today, so doing a really good job, better than they have been all season. And that right there is the 9th face-off win for the Knights. Porter Alleman just running up ahead. And Porter Alleman will pass it behind the net. So Porter Alleman doing really well today defensively on those face-offs. And the ball pops out. Bad passing here by the Knights. Knights will pick it up. And that'll be a penalty on the Knights. So Pacer ball. And that'll be a shot on the goal. That'll just sail over. And that'll stay Pacer ball. So the goal's still open. Lightfoot gets back into it. Play stopped. And head coach Jason Lamb will take the timeout. And head coach Lamb angry about something. He's yelling at the refs here. So Lamb gets the timeout. Obviously a defensive breakdown there for the Knights. Lucky to not get a goal off. So heading into this timeout, the score is 9-5 in favor of SVU. With 2 minutes and 3 seconds left in the first half. So the Knights quick to huddle up. Not much time spent there. Clearly just a timeout to try and just get out of the sticky situation and keep the lead alive without giving up a quick goal. And the Knights defense will be right back at it. This defense has been so good so far in this one. They've caused 8 turnovers so far in this one. SVU averages per game 12.25 caused turnovers, which is 23rd nationally. So the fact that right now they're on pace for 16 caused turnovers just shows how good this Knights defense has been at forcing the Pacers into uncomfortable situations and coughing up the ball. So now the Pacers back on offense. 80 seconds left on the shot clock for the Pacers. Shot on the goal by the Pacers. It goes just right. Rebounded into the Pacers. Another shot on the goal right there. Porter Alleman dinks that one out. Good save there from Porter Alleman. So it'll remain Pacers ball with 60 seconds left on the shot clock. Lightfoot having himself an amazing game so far. He has 5 saves with only 5 goals allowed. That's a 500 save percentage. Another shot on the goal there. That'll dink off off of Jace Lightfoot's net again. And the ball is still out. That will be scooped up by the Pacers. Pacers with a little bit of room to run. Shot on the goal again. And that'll be, I think that'll go down as a save. For Jace Lightfoot, but it appears the Pacers player stepped into the goalie circle, so penalty on the Pacers. Knights ball, they'll run it up ahead. Ball pops out. Knights pick it up, and that'll be a save for Dylan Sullivan. So these two goalies just going back and forth on the saves, and these brilliant saves nonetheless. Pacers try to clear. Ball pops out, still going out. And the ball goes out of bounds on the Knights, so it'll be Pacers ball. Pacers with some room to run. They'll pass it up to the top. Ball is not handled well. Play was stopped. And that'll be a timeout from head coach Troy Humphrey. His offense not quite set up. And with the Knights defense as tenacious as it has been, that was looking like a possible turnover. So a good timeout called there from head coach Troy Humphrey on the side of the Pacers. Additionally, it gives him the time to set up a play for his team. Just 37 seconds left on the game clock here in this first half. So a critical possession here. Obviously being down 3 at the beginning of the second half is much better than being down 4. So now Jace Lightfoot with that 6th save is now up to a 55% save percentage. Playing well today. Additionally, the Knights are 9 of 15 on faceoff. So a 60% faceoff percentage for the Knights starting here, which is a big difference. Both of those percentages, Lightfoot's save percentage and the faceoff percentage, are huge improvements over the season overall. The Knights faceoff percentage coming into this game was 32.8% on the season, which is dead last in the USA South. Definitely a weakness for this team. In conference play, it's improved to 45%, but still not where you want it, because you want to win at least half, if not more, of your faceoffs. But today, up to 60% on the faceoffs, doing extremely well there. And then as for the save percentage, overall in the season, Lightfoot has a 46% save percentage, which is 9th in the USA South. But today, so far, having a 55% save percentage. Porter Alleman and Forrest Ambridge really picking it up on the faceoffs, and Jace Lightfoot really picking it up in the goal. Doing a lot here today to help this Knights team win and hopefully get above 500 in the conference play. But coming out of the timeout, it'll be Pacers ball. They'll have 37 seconds left. And the ball will start in the net, number 6, William English. English with it at the top of the 40. And the clock's running 30 seconds here. Looks like English might be content to just let the clock run down. Maybe they're waiting for the last final ditch shot, get a 1v1 against Tyler Maury here. 15 seconds now on the clock, and English gets to work. Maury staying in front of him. English gets some room. Shot on the goal there. I think that was tipped by an SVU player. That'll go right. And that'll stay Pacer ball. Just 5 seconds left on the clock. And that goal is waved off. Clock ended right there. So the Pacers trying to get a last-ditch attempt, but it just comes too late. The final score for the first half is 9-5 in favor of your SVU Knights. Just as a aside, before we go into break, there was a penalty on the Knights on that last play. Due to the clock running out, it will be enforced at the beginning of the third quarter. And so that'll be the score, 9-5 in favor of your Knights. And that second quarter was definitely better than the first. Obviously, since the score was 5-2 in the second quarter in favor of the Knights. And just looking at the stats, you can tell the Knights are just out-hustling the Pacers just a little bit. 8-5 in terms of the caused turnovers, 25-15 in favor of the in favor of the Knights in the ground ball category, 25-22 on the shot, so the Knights just a little bit more. So just a little bit more hustle on pretty much everything for the Knights, leading to this 4-goal lead. Obviously, not a safe lead. 4 goals is nothing in lacrosse. It's a game of runs. So in terms of the Pacers, what they really need to focus on is turning the ball over less. Even though it's 13-11, 13 William Peace turnovers to 11 Knights turnovers. So not a huge discrepancy, but if that turnover battle is like 10 William Peace turnovers to 11 Knights turnovers, the Pacers are in a much different situation and probably looking a lot better now. So that'll be the main thing for the Pacers, just limiting those mistakes there on that end. For the Knights, you'll probably see head coach Jason Lamb try and urge his team to get better shots, to pass it around more. Knights with 5 assists so far on the day, but a lot of the turnovers for the Knights and a lot of the missed opportunities from the Knights coming from bad passing or just trying to 1v1 it constantly on the offensive side. So you'll probably see an emphasis on passing for the Knights and of just staying calm, keeping the lead, not doing anything too crazy or dramatic, just playing their game. All right, but we'll go ahead and take a break here. At the end of the first half, we'll be right back to bring you all the second half action. We'll see you there. All right, and welcome everyone back here to the second half of this USA South Division III NCAA men's lacrosse matchup between your SVU Knights and the William Peace University Pacers. The first half was a wild affair, both teams turning the ball over a lot, but ultimately the slight edge in aggressiveness by the Knights gives them a 9-5 advantage coming into the second half. Of course, at the end of the first half, the Knights did have the penalties, so they're a man down here to start this first half. As you can see, Pacers with the ball, looking to work it around. Just a 30-second penalty right there, so the shot on the goal, that'll go out of bounds. Still Pacers ball, but just 2 seconds left on that penalty. The Knights will kill it. And here we go. That penalty is cleared. Pacers still with a slight advantage as Tyler Murray makes his way in. Shot on the goal right there, and that'll go in for the Pacers. Number 34, Jamar Bell. So right there, the Knights were able to kill the penalty. We're able to get back to full strength with Jamar Bell just taking it 1-on-1. And now the score is 9-6 in favor of the Knights. Bell cutting the Knights' lead to 3. And that'll be Bell's first goal of the day. We talked about in the first half, Jamar Bell is one of the best scorers in the USA South. He's 6th in goals per game. Just his first one there coming at the early seconds of the second half. And now Bell becomes the 6th Pacer to score a goal. So each of the 6 Pacer goals has been scored by a different individual on the Pacers. So the Pacers will win the first faceoff of the second half, get the make-it-take-it opportunity. Colin Hunt just running up ahead. Hunt does have a goal already in this game. And that'll be a penalty on the Knights right there. So now the Pacers with a free play here. We'll see how that turns out. Regardless if the Pacers make it or miss, it will remain Pacers ball with a fresh shot clock after this possession. Pacers making move. Number 10, Caleb Trahan, goes some room to run, and that'll be a save by Jace Lightfoot. So that'll kill play, and it'll be Pacers ball once again, 80 seconds. See who the penalty's on. So that'll be on number 13, River Jackson, the junior from Woodland Hills, Utah. He got offside, so that'll be a 30-second penalty. A killer again right there. Puts the Knights again a man down here in the second half. Luckily, the Knights have yet to allow a goal as a man down. Shot on the goal right there. Jace Lightfoot with the save. But Lightfoot with the bad pass. Knights are able to save it. Impressive play right there from number 21, J2 Coutrere, saving that ball off the bad pass from Lightfoot. And now Coutrere will pass it up ahead. Knights ball. No, Knights will be able to kill this penalty, so that'll be the 5th man-down opportunity that the Knights have killed in this game. Incredible work from the Knights defense, getting backed up into a hole and still managing to find a way out of it. So now the Knights will bring in Hackey, Winterton, and Merwin up there at the 35. And Merwin will take it to the bottom of the 30. Will look to get to work. And Merwin will pass it around back. Knights with a shot on the goal right there, and that'll go in. Goal for the Knights. And that'll be Tyson Murray on the goal, his 4th of the day. He puts the Knights lead back up to 4. 10-6 is the score. So Murray having himself a brilliant day, responding right back to the Pacers' goal. And Murray, interestingly enough, does not have an assist yet today, but 4 goals then. He's doing it all today offensively. So back to the face-off are the Knights. And the Pacers will win that one. So the Pacers with 2 face-off wins here in the second half. And that ball will get checked out. Ball is rolling on the Knights' side. Porter Alleman scoops that up, so turnover. And the Knights ball. Again, Porter Alleman, his hustle has been incredible. Even when he has lost the face-offs, which he's 5 of 12 on the day, Porter Alleman is. Even when he's lost the face-offs, or 5 of 11, sorry, he's still gotten aggressive on defense and forcing turnovers. He's done very well so far on that front. And so despite losing the faceoff, Knights have possession I think I'd call that a make-it-take-it opportunity for the Knights. So your three here are Winterton, Toreros, and Hackey. Winterton will get to work, initiate the SVU square. Toreros will end up with the ball at the top of the 35. And Toreros will look to get to work. Toreros will pass it right back behind the net. Pass into the middle, shot on the goal. And that'll be barely saved by Dylan Sullivan. Great shot there from Clay Hackey, but just not enough on it. And now Jay Sherman for the Pacers running up ahead. He's retreating. He'll sling it up ahead. That ball will end up on the ground. That'll be picked up by the Pacers. Jamar Bell with it. He'll pass it across. Shot on the goal right there. Saved again by Jace Lightfoot. Man, Lightfoot is having himself a game today. Incredible plays from Lightfoot. I believe he's now up to 9 saves to just 6 goals allowed. So now the Knights with the ball, they have some room. They'll pass it across to Brinton. Pierce Brinton with the ball. Shot on the goal. And Brinton with the 360 shot right there to get the goal. And that'll be Tyson Mari's first assist of the day. So Mari now up to 5 points. Brinton with his, I believe, first goal of the day. Yes, Brinton's first goal. So Brinton now becomes the 6th Knight to score. And man, that was all initiated by the brilliant save by Jace Lightfoot on the other end. Lightfoot now up to a 60% save percentage, which is a ludicrous percentage, especially compared to how he started the year. Lightfoot really coming to his own. He's the sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida, really coming into his own today in the goalie spot. So Couturier will pick up that ground ball off the faceoff. So the Knights win that one. Knights with a make-it-take-it opportunity. Couturier passes it up ahead to Brinton, and Brinton 2 in a row for Pierce Brinton. And that'll be Couturier's first point of the day. He gets that assist. Just an overall team effort so far from the Knights. Pacers came out, got the first punch, got that quick goal. But now the Knights just roaring ahead. 3 straight goals for the Knights to give them a 6-point lead. So the Knights will be right back at the face-off spot. They've essentially had 2 make-it-take-it opportunities off of these. 1 off the face-off loss, but then turnover, and then 1 off the face-off win. So now the ball is on the ground at the 23-ish yard line, and Pacers tried to scoop it up. That flies out, and that'll be out of bounds. Knights ball. Porter Alleman will pick that up. So Knights ball, even though the Knights lost the faceoff again, made the Pacers uncomfortable, got a turnover. So even though they lost the faceoff, essentially this is another make-it-take-it opportunity again for the Knights. So the Knights will set up their offense. They'll have Hackey at the top of the 35, Merwin here at the middle of the 40. Ambridge in the middle of the 40, and Merwin at the bottom of the 35. So that's the Knights 3 up here. And Hackey will get to work. 50 seconds on the shot clock. Hackey will initiate the SVU square. Brinton will pass it back out to Ambridge. Ambridge making a move. Met by 2 Pacers. Still moving. Forrest Ambridge with the shot on the goal. Just a little right. That'll stay Knights ball. Tyson Mari will bring it back in for the Knights with 35 seconds left on the shot clock. Mari passing in the middle. Shot on the goal. And that'll be a save. Yes, a save for Dylan Sullivan. There in the middle. Great play there again. A good pass by Mari. Ambridge just not quite able to finish it out. So Sullivan now running it up. He'll take a shot on the goal. That'll go right. And that'll stay Pacers ball. So now the Pacers with the opportunity to one-on-one on Jace Lightfoot. Pass inside. Shot on the goal. And right there, the Knights defense just discombobulated. Jace Lightfoot getting out of the goal. And Jamar Bell gets his second goal of the second half. So right there, the Knights' momentum stopped by a defensive breakdown. So we'll get another face-off here. The score is 12-7 in favor of the Knights. You can tell Jason Lamb, head coach of the Knights, not happy about that defensive play. Porter Allman back at the face-off for the Knights. 9:16 left here in this third quarter. And the Pacers will pick that one up. Quinn Acree running down the field. He's got room to go. J2 Couture halts him, but he gets into the middle. Shot on the goal, sails over the net. And that'll be Pacers ball. So Pacers retain possession. They still have the make it take it opportunity here. Pacers shot on the goal. And that'll be another save for Jace Lightfoot. Lightfoot just playing all out today. Lightfoot with his 10th save of the day. And a bad pass from Lightfoot. Manages to stay in bounds. I thought that was for sure going to be a Knights turnover. But the Knights still have it, fighting through the checks and everything. So the Knights have the ball. And Tyson Mari will have it behind the goal as the Knights look to set up. Clay Hackey with it at the top of the 20. Hackey met by 2 Pacers. Hackey playing it safe, slow. Hackey with the shot. Hackey with the goal. So the Knights offense just coming out on fire here in this second half. 7 minutes gone, 4 goals up for the Knights. And I believe that'll be Clay Hackey's 4th goal on the day. Just some brilliant play from the Knights offense. Between Clay Hackey and Tyson Mari, the two have outscored the William Peace Pacers as a whole. Hackey and Mari each with 4 goals, 8 points for them, and Pacers with a total of 7. So now it'll take us to another face-off. Forrest Aimbridge will now take this one. Aimbridge has done very well on the face-offs. He's 4 of 5 today, but the Pacers will take that one. So now 4 of 6 for Aimbridge on the faceoffs, and the Pacers are out running. A good check right there. Knights will take that one. Another forced turnover. And that has been the Knights' bread and butter, is just hounding the Pacers when the Pacers have tried to get out and run. So now the Knights on offense. They'll slow it down. I believe Tyson Mari has it behind the goal. And Winterton will come in. Toreros will come in. And so will Peyton Merwin. So 40 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. Your 3 up top will be Toreros, Winterton, and Merwin. And Toreros will get to work. Do the patented SVU square. Gets it to Winterton at the bottom of the 25. Winterton move inside. He'll get a shot in the middle, and right there, J.C. Winterton with the goal. So Winterton with his 2nd goal of the day, the freshman from Charlottesville, Virginia. And one of the understated things that the Knights have been doing has been altering their shots into the goal, which can be predicted by Sullivan. They've placed it all over the place. Top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, wherever it is, the Knights have placed it. And it's allowed them to get a lot of goals, to get Sullivan confused about where the ball could potentially go because they've been accurate and going all over the place. So the face-off ball still on the ground. Pacers pick that up. So now Pacers with the ball again. Pacers have done very well on face-offs here in the 3rd period. That'll get a shot on the goal right there. And I believe that'll be another save for Jace Lightfoot. Lightfoot has been dominant there in the goal. So Knights try to pass it up ahead. Jamar Bell intercepting that pass, and now Jamar Bell running full steam ahead. He gets checked to oblivion. Ball falls out, and the Knights will pick that one up. So Bell just surrounded by 3 Knights. Crazy thing is that it took 3 Knights to stop him. Jamar Bell, a powerful force in there. Ball gets checked out. And that'll be Knights ball. Lucky break there for the Knights. Might have been off of Clay Hackey. Ref didn't have the best angle there. Not sure I had the best angle either, so I don't know. So now Clay Hackey will look to clear. Not much pressure there. Hackey will get to the other side. So the score is 14-7 in favor of the Knights. And the Knights have it on offense with 45 seconds left on the shot clock here. And Toreros will come in. And Toreros will get the ball at the bottom of the 40. 35 seconds left to go for the Knights and the shot clock. And 5.5 minutes left here in this third quarter, which has been a dominant one for these Knights. A flag goes down on the field. Looks like the penalty is on the Pacers, so the Knights get to play out the possession. So Forrest Ambridge just taking it. He'll pass it around behind the back of the net. So that'll be a turnover on the Knights, but due to the penalty, that'll stay Knight possession. And that'll be an offsides call on the Pacers, so the Pacers will have their first man-down opportunity today. Or I guess man-down, I guess not really an opportunity. It's an opportunity for the Knights, man up here. So that'll be on number 22, Colin Hunt on that one. So now the Knights with their first man-up opportunity today. Winterton with the shot on the goal, and that'll go in. J.C. Winterton with another goal. Knights not taking any time to let that penalty waste. And I believe that'll be assisted by Tyler Murray on that one. Nope, that was Tyson Murray. Two brothers, both with the name T. That's hard enough for me. But Murray now with his 6th point, and Winterton with his third goal of the day. So Winterton coming alive here as well. And we'll get another face-off. The score is 15-7. The Knights are now pushing up into that coveted 10-goal lead running clock advantage. So if the Knights can keep it up, that's what they'll want to do. Pacers do win that face-off. And now Jamar Bell running up again. And the Knights harassing him, so he'll pull it back out. Pacers offense will look to get set again. 4:45 left here in this third quarter. And here come the Pacers on offense. Quinn trying to get something going. He'll get a shot on the goal, but it'll be intercepted. I believe that's by Tyler Murray. Immediately intercepts it, running up the field. Murray with some space, he'll pass it up. Now the Knights with an opportunity here. Pass to Pierce Brinton. He isn't able to handle the ball. Turnover on the Knights. And that'll be number 23, Kyle Yarder, who gets the turnover. He tries to pass it up ahead. Ball ends up on the ground. Ball still rolling further into Knight defensive territory. And ball still on the ground. Knights and Pacers fighting for it. And that ball will go out of bounds on the Knights. So Pacers ball. That was a hectic couple of seconds there. Two teams fighting over it. There was a couple seconds there. Jamar Bell was fighting 2v1 for the ground ball. Knights did end up picking up the ball, but it goes out of bounds. So now Pacers with the ball. Shot on the goal right there. It gets tipped. Knights take the ball again. That's number 22, Isaac Finley, forcing the turnover. Now the Knights are running up ahead. He has some room. Pass across. Shot on the goal. Ball pops out. That'll be a save for Dylan Sullivan. And the Pacers will pick that one up. Heave ahead by Sullivan. And the Pacers get the clear. William English now with the ball. English will run it around behind the goal. He has a shot on the goal. Jace Lightfoot again with the save. So these two teams just running, turning over the ball, running, getting shots on the goal, and just saves by both goalies. Now the Knights running up ahead with some room to shoot. And they'll just run it out behind the goal. That's the safe play there from Scott Dupay instead of taking the shot. So now the Knights slowing down the pace after a hectic 2-3 minutes here from these two teams. Knights still up by 8, 15-7. And Knights with possession with 55 seconds left on the shot clock. Your three up here at the 40-yard line will be Ambridge, Toreros, and Hackey. And they'll get it all set up. Knights like to run this offense. We've seen the Pacers, the way they try to lull the defense into like a false sense of security. They have one person standing at the 40-yard line just holding it, and then will burst into action. Knights like to do this three-man pass and do the SVU pat in a square, which they're doing now. Bad pass right there, and that'll go out of bounds. So Pacers with the ball. 2 minutes and 12 seconds left on the third quarter clock. So now the Pacers with possession. Not sure exactly what's happening. Not sure where the ball is. Oh, it looks like Knights will take possession. Hectic couple minutes. I think there was an open goal for the Pacers. Tried to launch a shot. Went a little bit left. And then the Knights ended up with possession of the ball. So the Knights then clear off of that. Knights back on offense. My goodness, I couldn't even follow that, and I have a bird's eye view here. That's what I get for looking down at my sheet to know names of people's. All right, so Knights back on offense. Winterton up here with Toreros and I believe Clay Hackey. So that'll be the three up here again. Winterton will get to work. Passes to Brinton to initiate the SVU square. Brinton fumbles it a little bit. But the Knights will complete the movement, complete the square. And here comes Toreros. Toreros will pass it to Tyson Mari. Mari not able to handle it. Good check there from number 4, Jay Sherman. Knights still with possession. Winterton with it at the middle of the 30. He'll pass it to Mari. Mari makes a move. Ball gets checked as he passes it. That'll be a turnover. And now Dylan Sullivan with it running up ahead to clear. He'll launch it up ahead. Open goal just to the right. Knights pick that up. So now the Knights looking to clear, and this has just been this tale for the last 5 minutes for these two teams. Running turnover, running shot, turnover, running. Shot on the goal by the Knights after the running off the turnover. It'll go out, but stay with the Knights. Just 39 seconds left on the shot on the third quarter game clock for the Knights. So Tyler Maury now on the offensive side. He'll go out. Bad pass there from Samuel Toreros. That'll go out of bounds. Pacers ball. 27 seconds left on the game clock for the Pacers. So now the Pacers will look to clear. They'll launch it up ahead. Open goal. Nothing there. The shot will go just right. That'll stay with the Pacers. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. On the game clock. And head coach Jason Lamb will take the timeout. Good timeout there. It was a 1v1 between Tom Newhall, the junior from Greenville, North Carolina, and Jace Lightfoot there in the goal. So a good timeout called there. Just 18 seconds left on the game clock here in this third quarter. Knights are still up by 8. And the Knights have just come out on fire in this one, in this third quarter. Only allowing the Pacers to get 1 goal while putting up 6 for the Knights themselves. Oh, sorry, 2 goals for the Pacers. 2 goals for the Pacers. The score was 9-5 at the end of half. And now it's 15-7. So we'll go ahead and take a small break here and bring you back for the last 18 seconds of the third quarter out of this timeout. All right, and welcome back here to this NCAA Division III USA South men's lacrosse matchup between the William Peace Pacers and your SVU Knights. The Knights up 15-7 with 18 seconds left to go here in this third quarter. Knights are coming out of a timeout. Pacers with possession to maybe get the final shot, and they will take that shot, but Jace Lightfoot will again save it, and will pass it up ahead. Couture running up ahead, just 5 seconds left on the game clock. Couture will just have to shoot it. He'll pass it to Brinton. Will he get the shot off in time? He will. He'll get the shot off and time, and that'll go in. Pierce Brinton on the goal. my goodness, what a play there from the Knights to go up by 9. Pierce Brinton now with his 3rd goal on the day, and that was an incredible play, exactly how coach would have you draw it up. There was just 18 seconds left in the game. You had Quinn Acree on the side of the Pacers take a shot. Jace Lightfoot, of course, having an excellent day, saves it, and he just sends it flying to the running Couture. Couture picks it up, runs it up ahead, gets it to Brinton. Brinton with just 2 seconds left gets the shot off and puts it in. Absolutely beautiful there from the Knights. So the Knights now just 1 goal away from the coveted 10-goal lead, running clock advantage. And the Pacers reeling on their back foot right now. Additionally, that is JT Coutre's 2nd assist of the day. Couture having himself a good day offensively. Additionally, Couture has 3 caused turnovers on the other side. So these two, Couture doing it well on both ends. Of course, you also have Tyson Murray with 4 goals and 2 assists to lead all players with 6 points. And it's just been a marvelous game so far for these Knights. First quarter was a little bit iffy. You were wondering if they were going to be able to make it work. But then the second and the third quarters were dominant. Looking at those second and third quarters, the Knights put up 12 total points between those 2 quarters, only allowing the Pacers to put up 4. So just an excellent effort from the Knights. And you can just tell by the way the defense is going. Each team with 17 turnovers. So Knights not winning the turnover battle, but what they are winning is the caused turnover battle. Knights with 12 caused turnovers to William Peace's 8. And usually in lacrosse, the caused turnovers are better than just the unforced turnovers, because caused turnovers you can get out and run. And that's what the Knights have been doing. Have been getting out, running, and getting points off of that. So the Knights with 4 more of those, and they've already matched their season average of 12.25 caused turnovers per game so far today, and there's still a whole quarter left to play. Knights doing amazing work here. So we'll get a face-off to start the 4th quarter. This is the first face-off to start a quarter we've had since the 1st quarter, because penalties by the Knights at the end of each of the first and the second quarter caused face-offs to start be given just straight to the Pacers. But the Pacers will take that face-off. Looks like the refs stop play trying to figure out who has possession. It will be Pacer possession. Knights, the refs still trying to figure out what's going on. You have the back ref here at the 50-yard line signaling night ball. And it will be night ball. That will be the call. So night ball there. Riker McMurdy will take it out of bounds and pass it up to Tyler Maury, who'll get it to Clay Hacking. It looks like the Knights will be able to clear this one. Clay Hackey making sure not to get an offsides call there. There's been several of those on both teams today. Clay Hackey passing it up inside, shot on the goal, and that'll sail wide. That'll stay with the Knights. And Riker McMurdy taking the ball in on both sides, both ends of the field, will take it in for the Knights here. So the Knights on offense. Your 3 up here at the 40-yard line will be Forrest Ambridge, Peyton Merwin, and Clay Hackey as the Knights look to get into their regular offensive set. Ambridge getting it going, initiating the square. 40 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. Merwin will end up with it, and Merwin will get to work. Merwin gets inside. Ball gets checked out. But the Knights will retain possession of the ball with just 23 seconds left on the shot clock. Murray will pass it up. Ball gets tipped, and that'll be saved by Dylan Sullivan right there. So now the Pacers looking to clear. Good check, and that sends the ball out of bounds, and that'll be Knights ball. Great play there. I believe that was number 17, Max Ruckert, forcing the turnover. So now the Knights immediately back on offense and looking to get that 10th goal ahead of William Peace to make this game run even faster. So Knights will have Forrest Ambridge, Peyton Merwin, and Clay Hackey again up there at the 40. Clay Hackey will initiate the square. And Merwin will end up with it. Merwin will send it back behind the goal. Pass inside is, I believe, bobbled by a Pacer. And it will go out of bounds on the Pacers. So it will remain Knights ball. Still just 34 seconds left on the shot clock, though. Clock did not reset. The Pacers did not have possession. So the Knights needing to get moving here. Pacers defense really not wanting to get to that 10-goal advantage here. Really stiffening up and not letting the Knights get anything. Pass up by the Knights. Pass inside. Shot on the goal. That'll score for the Knights. Tyson Mari, who else? With his 5th goal of the day, he puts the Knights up by 10, and that is a critical goal right there because that'll keep the clock running now continually. Although the clock does appear stopped here. Interesting. Regardless, Knights up by 10. Tyson Mari with his 5th goal of the day. And Porter Alleman will take the face-off again. And Porter Alleman will win that one. Checked out immediately by a Pacer. Ball is on the ground. Ball is still being fought over. Still on the ground. Pacers will pick that up. So the Knights win the face-off. But the Pacers taking a page out of the Knights playbook of immediately forcing the turnover. So now Pacers on possession. Brandon Goad with the shot on the goal. That'll be tipped up by Jace Lightfoot. Another shot on the goal. And another save for Jace Lightfoot. My goodness, is Lightfoot having an excellent game today. He is now up. I believe that is his 16th save with just 7 goals allowed, which would put him at around a 70% save percentage. Lightfoot has been incredible today. And now on the other end, Clay Hackey running up ahead, shot on the goal, and that'll be saved by Dylan Sullivan. So the 2 goalies trading saves, and the Pacers now on the running end. This is back to the hecticness that was the end of the 3rd quarter. Shot on the goal by the Pacers, and that one will finally go in for the Pacers. Number 34, Jamar Bell, putting that one in. So that'll be Bell's 3rd goal of the 2nd half. Bell trying to keep his team in it after a quiet first half. He's trying anything to get his team back into it. So now the score is 17 in favor of the Knights, 8 points in favor of the William Peace Pacers. And Forrest Ambridge will take the face-off here. And that'll be won easily by the Pacers. But ball gets checked out again. And Tyler Mari picks it up, so Knights right back at it. Losing the face-off, but forcing the turnover right away. So the Knights looking to clear and get back on offense. And the Knights will clear. Pass across the field, not handled well. Bad pass there from Tyson Mari. That'll sail out of bounds. So now the Pacers will look to clear. A lot of turnovers from these 2 teams today. Definitely has not been a strong suit of either team in this season. SVU with 20 turnovers per game, William Peace with 23. And both they're getting close to that total now today, both with 18. And a turnover there from the Pacers. It'll be Knights ball. Knights trying to pass the ball up ahead. Tyler Mari just keeps passing it to number 2, Noah Belote, senior from Cary, North Carolina, so he'll end up with the ball. Knights check it out again. Tyler Mari now has it, and this time Mari will get it ahead to his brother Tyson, and now the Knights are back on offense. They do not have numbers, so they'll slow it down. Tyson Mari will take it to the bottom of the 10, just slow it down and get everyone in. So Clay Hackey will come in, Samuel Terreros comes in, and J.C. Winterton are your 3 up here at the 40. And Tyson Mari will go ahead and get it to Terreros for the Knights' regular offensive setup. 45 seconds left here on the shot clock for the Knights. And Terreros now will take it. And he'll initiate the square. 30 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. If they complete the square, and Clay Hackey will look to get to work. He'll pass it across. J.C. Winterton fumbles it. And that'll go out of bounds. Another turnover for the Knights. The Knights are now up to 21 turnovers on the day, but only 10 of them have been caused turnovers on the side of the Pacers. So just a lot of unforced errors here. And the Pacers trying to get the ball back in, fumble the ball. Knights pick it up. Knights are right back on offense. Pierce Britton has it behind the net. He'll pass it to J.C. Winterton at the bottom 20. He'll pass it back to Brinton. Get it back up. It looks like Clay Hackey. Clay Hackey will get the shot on the goal, and Hackey falling down puts the ball in the net. Incredible shot there from Clay Hackey. So Clay Hackey with his 5th goal on the day, and it's a circus one, falling down as he got a good check from behind. Knights back up by 10. So we'll get another face-off here with 9:04 left in this final quarter. Porter Allman will again take the face-off. And the Pacers will take that one. And that'll be a penalty on Porter Allman, be a trip. So now the Pacers with a free opportunity here. You get to run out the possession. And now you have Dylan Sullivan running all the way. Dylan Sullivan with a shot on the goal. Jace Lightfoot will save it. Jace Lightfoot will come out of the goal. Bad decision there by Lightfoot. And that'll be scored by number 14, Brandon Goad. So the Pacers score on the free opportunity there. We'll see if the penalty flag gets waved off because of the goal, or if the Knights still have to take the man down and Pacers possession. So it looks like because of the Pacer goal, the Knights will not have to be a man down, and they'll wave off the flag. So now Forrest Ambridge will come back in for the face-off. Ambridge has definitely been the best option today for the Knights. He's 5 of 7 on face-offs. And the Knights lead back down to 9. And the Pacers will take that face-off. Colin Hunt winning that one pretty easily. Forrest Ambridge checks it back out. And that'll be a penalty on Forrest Ambridge. So it'll remain Pacers ball. Almost thought it was the Knights going to be take it again. Now the Pacers run ahead. Room to run, room to shoot. Shoots on the goal. Jace Lightfoot again saves it. Now the Knights give it up to Tyler Murray, who will look to clear. He'll pass it up ahead, and the Knights clear, and they have room to run now. Pass across to Tyson Murray. Murray will take it. He's met by 2 Pacers. Shot on the goal there by the Knights. Blocked again by the Pacers. Knights pick the ball back up. So Knights will slow it down. J2 Couture picking up that ground ball. And Tyler Murray and Couture will come off. Everything will get set up. Defense, offense. Winterton will come in. Hackey will come in. So it will be Knights ball. And Hackey will take it. And he'll initiate the SVU square. Pass inside, shot on the goal by the Knights, and that'll be saved. Dylan Sullivan again. Dylan Sullivan not having his best day of his career, but still doing extremely well. 16 saves on the day to 18 goals allowed, so almost back to a 50% save percentage. And now the Pacers running up ahead. William English with some room to run. He'll shoot on the goal, and Jace Lightfoot again saving it. My goodness, Lightfoot has been lights out today. 19 saves on just 9 goals allowed. 68% save percentage for Jace Lightfoot. So now the Knights still struggling to clear here. And they'll get the 20-second violation on the not being able to clear it in 20 seconds. So it will be Pacer ball, turnover by the Knights. 6.5 minutes left to go here in this final quarter. Your Knights are up 9, 18-9. Pacers again getting room to run. Another shot on the goal, and that time the Pacers finally get to go in. Number 7, Quinn Acree, sophomore from Goldsboro, North Carolina, finally gets one past Lightfoot. And now the Knights' lead is just 8 here in this one. So unfortunately for Jace Lightfoot, that knocks his percentage down from 68 to 66%. Still a dynamite day for him. And we'll get another face-off here. Colin Hunt, after a relatively slow first half for him in the face-offs, has picked it up. He's now 15 of 26 on the face-offs. And it's shut down Porter Alleman. Forrest Ambridge doing pretty well, though, 5 of 8, but we'll have Porter Alleman here. And Colin Hunt will take that. Pacers all the way back at their goal, but now have the structured opportunity to clear. Dylan Sullivan with it. He'll pass it up ahead. Ball is not handled well. Tyler Murray picks up that ground ball. Knights right back on offense. JT Couture running up ahead. He'll pass it up. Shot on the goal, and that'll be saved. Dylan Sullivan right there. Riker McMurdy had the shot. Dylan Sullivan just with the better defensive play. Pacers all the way back on their side, running with space. Shot on the goal. Saved again. Jace Lightfoot. I feel like a broken record, but hey, it's a positive broken record. Jace Lightfoot just playing well. Now Scott Dupay running up ahead. He'll pass it inside. Not handled well by Riker McMurdy. Ball is on the ground. Two teams still fighting over it. And Dylan Sullivan will pick up the ground ball. He'll look to clear. And that'll be out of bounds. That they say it went off of Dylan Sullivan. And now the two refs having different calls. Clay Hackey did intercept the ball, but it's whether it went off of Dylan Sullivan right at that moment, like off his leg or something. One ref called it that it went off Dylan Sullivan. The other ref called it on Clay Hackey. The one ref will overrule the other. It will be Pacer ball. 5 minutes left here in this one. Pacers with 60 seconds on the shot clock and possession of the ball. I guess that's implied by having a shot clock for you. So not my best call ever. Pacers running up ahead. And that'll be a bad pass out of bounds on the Pacers. Knights ball. Looking at the turnovers today, they have been just constant. 22 turnovers for the Pacers, 23 for the Knights. 15 caused turnovers for the Knights, though, 11 for the Pacers. So now Forrest Ambridge running up ahead. Ball gets tipped up in the air. Ground ball. And the Knights will pick that one up. So almost another turnover for the Knights, but they'll keep possession. They'll pass it across to Tyson Murray. Murray making a move. Murray met by two Pacers. Good recovery on the Pacers defense, and Murray will just pull it out and let things get settled. 40 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights. JT Couture will come out so Peyton Merwin can come in. And Murray will give it up to Merwin with 30 seconds left on the shot clock. And under 4 minutes left to play here in this one now. So now Clay Hackey at the top of the 25 getting to work. He'll pass it across to Forrest Ambridge. Ambridge making a move. He'll pass it behind the net. 10 seconds now just for the Knights. Shot on the goal by the Knights. That'll go right. That'll stay with the Knights. Just 6 seconds on the shot clock. We'll see what the Knights decide to do here. Pierce Brinton will take it in. They'll try and get a quick goal. Tyson Murray fumbles the ball. That'll be a turnover. Pacers outrunning. Now the Pacers get the clear. Ball gets checked out. Pacers will pick that one back up. It's a good check there from Max Ruckert. Not able to handle the ball, though. And now Jamar Bell running up ahead. He'll pass it up. 1v1 here. Shot on the goal. And that'll go in. William English with the goal in the 1v1 opportunity against Jace Lightfoot. So that'll give English his second goal of the day and cut the Knights' lead down to 7. So the Knights' lead was 10. Pacers have now scored, I believe, 3 straight. Yep, 3 straight here for the Pacers to cut the lead down to 7. Just 3 minutes left, though. It would take a miracle for the Pacers to get back into this, but it's definitely still possible if you make it, take it, and score. And that'll be a violation on Porter Alleman. Pacers will take that one. So now the Pacers with the ball. Get some room ahead. Running ahead, shot on the goal. And right there, Quinn Acree with the goal. Now 4 straight for the Pacers. And if you're head coach Jason Lamb, you got to be sweating a little bit. You're still up. You still have a 6-point cushion. But it is quickly getting eliminated here. In the span of 5 minutes and 48 seconds, the Pacers have scored 4 unanswered goals, including 2 in the last 8 seconds. So right here, Jason Lamb will go ahead and take that timeout, a very important timeout here to get his team back on board. But Quinn Acree with 2 goals in this 4-goal run by the Pacers. So with the timeout, we'll go ahead and take a small break and bring you right back for the last 3 minutes of the match here. All right, and welcome everyone back to this USA South men's lacrosse matchup. The Pacers have gone here on a 4-goal streak to cut the Knights' lead down to 6, and it's because of make-it-take-it opportunities like that one right there. Pacers win the face-off with 2:45 left to go here in this 4th quarter. And right here, the Knights just trying to keep their lead alive. Intercept that pass, turnover on the Pacers. That'll be number 19, Caden Bloxham, sophomore from Indian Land, South Carolina. And there will be a penalty on the Pacers, so the Knights now with a free play. We'll see how the Knights try and take advantage of it. Tyson Murray now with it at the bottom of the 25. 60 seconds left here for the Knights, and it looks like the Knights are going to try and run down this clock a little bit. Getting substitution in. Winterton comes in for Hunter Jones. And that'll be a goal for the Knights. A quick one. As I was looking down to see who the number was, they scored. My goodness. That's just Tyson Murray taking it on his own. I believe that is 6 goals now today for Tyson Murray. So just an excellent day here for Murray. My apologies, that was his 5th goal on the day. He has 3 assists to go along with those 5 goals for a total of 8 points to lead all players. So the Knights now back up to 7 with 2 minutes and 9 seconds left to go here. You can breathe a little bit easier if your head coach Jason Lamb getting that goal and getting that momentum back in your favor. Ball pops out towards the Knights' offensive side. Ball is picked up by the Pacers. They'll go ahead and get it back to Dylan Sullivan for the clear. Pacers still struggling to clear. They'll just launch it out towards the Knights' side, and Jace Lightfoot will pick that up. I think they'll call that a save for Jace Lightfoot. And the Knights are back on offense. A minute and a half left to go here. Knights just running up ahead. Ball gets checked out. Pacers pick that one up. So now Pacers right back on offense. In total, I believe that was the Knights' 25th turnover on the day. So definitely not the Knights' best day at handling the ball. And head coach Troy Humphrey for the Pacers will go ahead and take a timeout here. Knights definitely feeling a little bit comfortable. Just a minute 20 left here. But there have been crazier things in the history of lacrosse. So we'll see what the Pacers can do here. Calling this timeout as like a last-ditch effort. We'll see. But Knights, you got to be feeling pretty comfortable. Can't get too comfortable, though. Got to make sure to finish this one out. We'll go ahead and take a break for this timeout and be right back for the last minute 20 of this one. All right, and welcome back here. Coming out of the timeout in this USA South men's lacrosse matchup, it'll be Pacers ball. Pacers trying to get one last-ditch attempt to try and work their way back in this. Ball will be in the net of number 6, William English, here at the bottom of the 40. So now the Pacers here with just 60 seconds left. Shot on the goal by the Pacers. That'll go in, and there will be a penalty on that shot. So that'll be number 14, Brandon Goad, sophomore from West Columbia, South Carolina. We'll see if the penalty stands. I think they waved that off due to the goal. So the Knights lead back down to 6. 58 seconds left to go here. We'll get another face-off here. Knights definitely not having their best quarter overall, getting outscored 6-3 in this quarter, but had a large enough lead that's still up by 6 despite that. And on this face-off, the Knights will win it. And so the Knights will take it, and then it looks like Tyson Mari will look to just run down the clock here. 67 seconds left on the shot clock for the Knights, but only 37 left on the game clock, so definitely the opportunity to just run it out, not let anything else happen. And it looks like the Pacers will indeed let the Knights do that. Clay Hackey just standing within at the bottom of the 40. 15 seconds left now. Last 5 seconds. Clay Hackey looking to get something, maybe a last second shot. And nothing there. So that will be the game. The final score, 19-13. Your Knights winning 3 out of the 4 quarters to get a pretty dominant lead. Pacers tried to come back in the final quarter, but just nothing, not enough, too little, too late. So a great win here for your Knights. The Knights now move up to 3-2 in the USA South, taking sole possession of the 4th place spot behind Methodist University, Pfeiffer University, and Piedmont University. So a great win here for the Knights as they inch ever closer, hopefully trying to take the 3rd seed away from Methodist, try and get a home game for the playoffs. As for the Pacers, they fall down to 2-3. Looking ahead to the future lacrosse games, each with 3 games left in the regular season. So the Pacers still need to go on and take on Greensboro College in Cary, North Carolina. Then they'll travel to Missenheimer, North Carolina, take on Pfeiffer University. And then they'll be at home for the season closer against LaGrange College. As for your Knights, the upcoming games, on Monday, your Knights will be taking on the Brevard Tornadoes in Brevard, North Carolina. Then we'll be traveling to LaGrange, Georgia. And then for the season closer, we'll be back here in Buena Vista on April 19th to take on Methodist University. All right, well, that'll be the end of our broadcast. If you desire more SVU Lacrosse today, we do have the women's game starting at 4 p.m. We'd also like here at SVU, if you don't want to watch any more lacrosse, to invite you to watch the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, which has a session starting at 4 p.m. today, 8 p.m. today, noon tomorrow, and 4 p.m. tomorrow. You can find that at churchofjesuschrist.org. Feel free to watch either of those things. We definitely invite you to do so. As for Mark Duffin and the rest of the broadcast crew here at SVU, we thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day.